The first item is generally relied on by taxpayers who do not run a business, like employees, for example. There needs to be a direct nexus between the expense and the assessable income against which the deduction is claimed. But this does not mean that a taxpayer can claim expenses for things like, commuting to work or going out and buying a standard suit and tie to go to an office job. Rather, the expense should be incurred in the course of gaining assessable income. This means that the expense must be related to activities that actually earn that income, rather than allow a taxpayer to be in the position to earn that income. Let's take a look at some examples. Here's Bob. He's a doctor. Bob has a few expenses that he would like to claim as a deduction in his tax return. The first expense relates to the cost of various medical professional association memberships. And Bob can claim a deduction for these membership expenses against his assessable income, that is to say, against his employment income, salary and wages. The second expense is for monthly fishing magazine subscription. Unfortunately, if Bob tried to claim a deduction for this expense, he would be flat out of luck, as there is no nexus between fishing and his work as a doctor. Also, let's say Bob is also a bit of a chocoholic. Even though he might eat half a pack of Tim Tams while working, he still won't be able to claim a deduction for the cost of those Tim Tams, as there is insufficient nexus between him eating Tim Tams and his job. Finally, Bob has worked from home for a couple of weeks during the tax year. He should also be able to claim a deduction for costs that relate to his home working, as those costs relate to him earning his assessable income slash salary and wages. There are several different ways of working out working from home expenses, which we won't cover here, but perhaps in another video. The second limb is that the loss or outgoing should be necessarily incurred in carrying on a business for producing assessable income. So if you pay for a Shopify subscription to run an online store, that expense would be deductible.